In a city like Kalamazoo, with both Western Michigan University and Kalamazoo College, book discussions occur on a daily basis. At first, the Society for History and Racial Equity, or SHARES, Race Initiative Book Club seems like any other, except for one startling difference.
It's interesting because we're probably the only book club you might ever hear of that does not require you to read the book.
Haley once, Cher's intern, didn't read the book, but she says she appreciated the discussion because of the diverse group of people that attended.
It brought together a unique group of people that otherwise wouldn't have been brought together, which I think is something that Cher does really well.
Hello. How are you? We're good.
It just depends on the book. I think at that last session we had kind of a mixed group. You know, we really obviously want to mix as far as race and ethnicity as well.
The book club meets on the third Thursday of every other month. This time, the group focused on the memoir My Grandfather Would Have Shot Me by Jennifer Tieg.
The book is a catalyst to discussion.
This is informal. He doesn't want to feel like he's doing a lecture.
Book club facilitator, WMU Professor Emeritus Tom Holmes says the book club provides people of all races and backgrounds an opportunity to share their personal experiences.
My main work is to work with therapists and how to be with suffering, and that you can accompany people on their journey as they work with healing from the things that they've experienced.
In Tieg's memoir, she finds out her grandfather was a Nazi commander. The book explores how Tieg deals with that fact as both a German and a black woman.
And the idea is that we want people to make connections, share their stories.
And then one night she just blew up about the shampoo bottle. And it really was not about the shampoo bottle.
But now we're telling our boys on a weekly basis, but when you still raise your hands and shut up.
And suddenly that becomes very real when you have a mother talking about giving the talk. It's not an abstract thing anymore.
Holmes says these accounts can make things like racism real for people.
Oh yeah, that's an injustice. It's too bad that our society's like that. It's like, no, this is my friend and her sons are at risk, and it feels different then.
Odom explained the initiative of the organization is based on the philosophy of transforming historical harms.
A lot of the books that we read have to do with history and, you know, how things have evolved to where they are now.
My mom did what she could, and we knew about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. But besides that, my kids get a little more.
Yes, we as a country recognize what we have done, and now this is what we will do to heal.
Anyone who really wants to get engaged positively in the community, Cher finds a way to sort of like get them engaged and get them connected with other smaller groups who do the same.
Coming out to the book club is one way of taking action, and hopefully people will, be inspired to move on from there.
A book club, without the pressure to read the book and a chance to learn so much more. Trisha Dunham, Within the Community. Along the Kalamazoo River Valley Trail, where Kalamazoo's avid bike riders are often found, there's the Open Roads Bike Shop. But unlike other bike shops in town, Open Roads isn't really focused on the bikes, but on the kids who ride them.
The reason we're there is social skills. We want to teach kids how to introduce themselves, basically just navigate their world more successfully, and we do that through the bicycles.
Open Roads receives a lot of community support and donations that help them to run their programs.
It's so relatable, like pretty much everyone had a bike growing up or wished they had a bike growing up.
Before moving to their current location in 2015, Open Roads didn't have much of a home.
We were just like digging around dark garages with no lights for like all of the tools and parts we needed for these kids' bikes. It was so nice to finally like have a home base that we could welcome kids to.
Now, because of their new space, they're able to invite community organizations to collaborate with them.
Stryker was here helping us do different projects and things that we needed assistance with sorting all of our parts, and that would not be possible without this space.
Stryker, a Kalamazoo-based medical technologies firm, put together 5 bikes for Open Roads to donate to local kids. In fact, Open Roads has never had to purchase a bike.
So generous people just bring their old bikes to us.
In 2015, 140 bikes were donated to Open Roads. This year, over 200 bikes have already been donated.
A lot of people in the community are really excited to partner with us, whether it's people coming off the trail, like Aaron said, to just come and learn about Open Roads and give us like a couple dollars out of their pocket because they love cycling and they want to help us continue to grow.
Shop coordinator Keith said he appreciates the programs and community involvement because it brings a diverse group of people together.
Bringing together groups that might not normally be together in a way that builds super awesome relationships.
Ludwig, a longtime volunteer, has always been passionate about fixing up bikes. When he heard about Open Roads, he thought it was a great outlet to spread that passion.
Turns out we're helping out a lot of kids to get on bicycles and enjoy their summers.
Open Roads also heads out into the community during the summer to host pop-up Fix-It-Paloozas. At these events, instructors bring tools and free new parts to help kids fix up their bikes.
It's so much easier to take a program to a kid who has less access to all of those great summer programs and camps you hear about.
Whether out in the community or back at the shop, Open Roads always incorporates life lessons into their work.
When we're teaching kids in the Earn a Bike program about their bicycle brakes, like why you need bicycle brakes, why they're important, how they work, how to fix them, we talk about our emotional brakes and why self-control is so important.
Putting on the brakes in our life and controlling our emotions.
Yeah, so we're talking about the emotional brakes.
Keith said that even as an instructor, he has learned a lot from Open Roads.
It's really beneficial with like family and friends, and it's also great with just like strangers or peers.
Once the program's finished, the kids are able to keep their bikes that they fixed up. They're encouraged to come back whenever to fix their bikes or help others.
For us, I feel like, and for the kids we work with, it's a symbol of independence, it's a symbol of empowerment.
With life lessons and a new bike, the tough breaks in life won't stop these kids from riding on. Trisha Dunham, Within the Community. With the Yoga on Tap program, Down Dog Yoga Center's owner, Kristen Fiore, has taken the center's mission to connect people to healthy living, creativity, and community through yoga to a whole new level. Get ready to breathe in, breathe out, and take a good long sip of beer.
You can have a beer and still enjoy a yoga practice. So we just try to meet people where they are in their lives.
When Kristen was thinking community-minded, she contemplated what was important to the people of Kalamazoo.
The Kalamazoo area has a boom of breweries, making a connection with another local business, just kind of being a different experience, something a little unexpected.
The most recent Yoga on Tap was at Boatyard Brewery. Owner Brian Steele says that Boatyard also appreciates supporting the community and likes to look at his space as a community center of sorts.
Having a Sunday afternoon yoga where you sit down and relax and then have a beer when you're done, and then we get to talk to everyone. We build that sense of community and then we push them to come back.
Having a beer after yoga not only provides time to build the community, but Brian says it's also good for the body.
It does provide amino acids, B vitamins, electrolytes, things like that. So we just make that walk a little shorter for them.
For Kristen in the Down Dog Center, yoga and community share a lot of similarities.
Going out to other places, but too thinking of how other places might find a connection point here into our studio space. Making those connections is a part of yoga and community both.
Down Dog also supports the community through their Yoga for a Cause program, which helps out local nonprofits.
It also gives the nonprofit a chance to have a connection point to those students because they come in and have a representative and they tell a little bit about what their organization does.
With Yoga for a Cause, Kristen gives her time, space, and expertise by donating all proceeds directly to the nonprofit.
Holding on to something is really never the way to open to abundance. And so those connections and that giving, that energy that goes out into caring for your community and supporting others, I think, comes back to support you.
A Sunday afternoon, community engagement, and a little mind, body, and beer. Trisha Dunham, Within the Community. A trip abroad can result in many things: jet lag, a tan line, an exhausting bank account, or in Kalamazoo College student Emily Warline's case, a nonprofit.
I didn't do anything to help the people I went there to help, and they've completely transformed my life forever. And all the friends that I met, I knew that they would do so much more with the life I was given here than I was doing with it.
Emily started ROC, Refugee Outreach Kalamazoo, after her month-long stint at a Greek refugee camp.
Our mission is to connect the next generation to the refugee crisis, and through doing so, to create a network of resources to people who have experienced displacement and people that are currently experiencing displacement.
One of the main goals of ROC is to spread advocacy through awareness, specifically through the circulation of refugee stories.
Telling people about what's going on. We're not letting people turn a blind eye.
To help create a platform to distribute experiences from refugees, ROC hosts events such as the Refugee Dialogues. A range of members, students, faculty, and people from the community attended this event. Ali, a Western Michigan University student, member of ROC, and refugee, shared his story.
Most people don't know is that we are just victims of decisions that people or politicians make.
During Ali's final year of high school, he left Eritrea to avoid the mandatory military enlistment.
I was lucky and I ended up here in the United States after 3 years. I came here as an unaccompanied minor.
Now, Ali calls WMU and ROC his home. He said he hopes other refugees are as lucky as he has been.
Refugees just need people who tell them they are welcome in the place that they are staying, and they just need people from this community to support them and let them feel they are safe.
Refugees like Ali come to Kalamazoo through resettlement agencies such as Samaritas. Afifa Taj, a co-sponsor coordinator at Samaritas, also spoke at the ROC event.
They are coming from a different culture, very disturbed environment. When they come here, they're looking forward to make friends and people who would support them.
Afifa said that ROC and other college students who volunteer often serve as cultural ambassadors for refugees. Emily said students have also benefited from these interactions.
From the student chapter side, I think it really puts a face to the refugee crisis. I think it really shows them these people aren't helpless and we aren't here to volunteer and help them.
Even after she graduates, Emily said she imagines ROC will remain a part of Kalamazoo College and Western Michigan University. In the coming years, ROC will continue to spread advocacy through stories, events, and working with the Kalamazoo community to support refugees. Trisha Dunham, Within the Community.